Hey guys, welcome back. Saturn in the 7th finally. So I hope for those who have been messaging me and emailing me, thank you so much. Thank you for your patience. And also keep sending me those emails and Facebook messages. It empowers me to do more videos. So thank you so much, guys. So Saturn the 7th. Saturn is, of course, I keep saying it again and again, it's about clarity, acceptance and wisdoms of life. All right. And I was going to some Vedic text earlier this morning, and this phrase came to me. It phrase is like Brahman Satyam Jagan Mityam. It's a famous phrase. Brahman Satyam Jagan Mityam. It's a famous phrase. It means that Brahman is in the spiritual context is the supreme being, right? The supreme being. Satyam is truth or reality in this case. And Jagan means the world or the material world, right? Is Mityam, is unreal. Right? So basically, not to go into much into the esoteric understandings of it, but just to give you an understanding that there is a calling, there is something more real that we need to look for rather than the excitements of this world is trying to give us, search for this, get into that. It's so exciting, it's so exuberating, isn't it? But at the end of the day, let's not forget what is our true callings. So Saturn, I think, goes well with this phrase. It understands what is reality. It's not about looks, it's not about your economic status, it's not about your educational level, it's not about anything, right? It's not about even how you portray yourself in the society. All that doesn't matter, right? It's just a transient thing. Saturn understands that thing. Saturn accepts that thing, that there is something more crude, more raw, more real. Okay, just a little bit of a Saturn there. The 7th is Kalatra, house of communion. Now, remember, guys, from 1 to 4 is your individual self. 5, 6, 7, 8 is a karmic house, very active karmic house. And it talks about how you can mature your soul. All right. So remember, from the 1st to the 12th is a snowball effect of the intensities of maturity of one's soul. Okay. So it just gets stronger and stronger and stronger. Which is why the houses, as you go through from 1 to 12, you will find more and more problems, because what essentially the chart is saying that, okay, you also remember it's a chart for one's soul. Always remember that. Okay, that is the reference. Okay, it shows that in which area that you need to grow to mature your soul, right? So the 7th is aptly called as Kalatra, which means communion. Yes, it's about marriage, fine, it's true, communion, coming together. But then on a principle level, okay, we have to think that it is the time where we lose our total individual self. From 1 to 4 is individuality. The 5th, 6th is the house of, the 5th is like a kid in the mithai store, in the candy store. Okay, I want laddu, I want barfi, I want this, I want that. It's exploring this world. It's like a teenage kid, going out, seeing things and getting excited with the small stuffs. And what is it? What is that? So you choose your education. You choose you want to go into a romantic relationship. You find new hobbies. You find new interests. And you get into more philosophical understandings. The 5th is exploring. It's a very childlike behavior, which is why it's aptly called as the Putra Bhava, child. Putra, progeny. So, and the 6th is the sacrifice that you need to do in order for you to, get whatever that you want or whatever you truly love. Now, the 7th is a different thing altogether. The 7th is the time where you say, okay, enough is enough from my side. It's time for my soul to mature. So I want to share. I want to be inclusive. It's no more about me, myself, exclusiveness. It's about, about the other person. So it's always difficult. It's when you come and think about it, it's always about you, your money, your children, your family, your love life, your finance, your education, your mortgage, your whatnot. It's always you, right? But very, not so often we think about the other person, unless if it's within your family member or your close friend or your circle. Anything apart from your circle is normally something that we really don't focus, right? So that inclusiveness must come in, which is why it's called communion or kalatra, right? Seventh house is very, very important to understand that, right? Okay, a little bit about seventh house. There's so many things we can talk about it. But in the context, it's very closely, because the fact is, if you need to grow, you need to be inclusive, you need to sacrifice, you need to come out from your cocoon, right? And one of the only ways which I can think, and there are a few other ways, but one of the most common ways is getting married, right? Marriage is, it divides, the division which happens within you would mature your soul, which is also why it's called the better half, right? And that is, which is why the first is the house of birth, the seventh is the house of death, not material. The eighth is the house of material death. The seventh is the house of the death of your individual soul. Okay, you're growing now. You are expanding. You're expanding, right? And one of the only means which is clear to for the most of us is getting into a relationship, a serious relationship, getting into marriage, right? Because you will learn a lot in very different ways, difficult ways, fun ways, good ways, but you will learn a lot. Okay, so a little bit about seven. I get excited when I talk about these principles, but anyways, so Saturn the seven was the top five amazing things. Number one is your ability to support your spouse. You will be a great supporter to your spouse. You will not only understand what he or she wants, but you will actually go into details. Okay, so let's talk about your health. All right, so you want to go into your health, her health or his health. You want to talk about, okay, what are your dreams and goals and aspirations? Like, okay, you're my wife now, and what exactly that you want to do in life? Okay, I'm there to help you, truly there to help you. So that support system will be very strong, very, very strong. You'll become a truly partner, kalatra, right? A true partner. Okay, it's not just about getting married for a social obligation, having kids and all that. It's not just that. It's truly, getting married is partnership. There's a lot of meanings behind that. Okay, so that's number one. Number two is, the great quality which these people have is to forget and to forgive. Totally. No matter if it's a small thing, they shrug it off. Even if it's a big thing in a marriage, they will just, okay, so whatever, let's just forget it. Today is a new day, let's move on. All right, let's solve this problem. Because Saturn, as I said, again, that phrase, right? What was it again? Brahman Satyam Jagan Mityam. It is such an apt phrase. I mean, it understands the reality. It understands the core of things, right? And so these people will always easily forget and forgive things. They have that great quality within them. Okay. The third is they exuberate. The ebullience of positivity is seen within these people. They will always create positive vibes. There's this ball of radiance wherever they go. Okay, in their house, you can see the way they talk is positive. It's always convincing. It's always making sure that you feel nice. You feel very secure. You feel very comforting in these people. So having this kind of spouse, you can imagine how great would that be, right? Number four is there is no expectation whatsoever. Very, very important, right? These people, Saturn the seventh, they do not expect anything, even a thanks from their spouse. Nothing, zero expectation. So I want you to really think about this, about having a relationship without any form of expectation. The only expectation that you have is to do the best as a partner, to be in the path of dharma in a relationship, that is, and to do your best to make your partner feel happy and to fulfilling his or her life, right? So that's the core thing. The last, certainly not the least, is you will not see any extramarital relationship, illicit affairs, in all sort of those things. You will not see people who have Saturn the seventh. I can tell you with utmost surety, because they know, right? Going into another relationship for what? It doesn't matter, for security, for comforts, for romance, for sex, whatever, is just transitory. It's transient, right? So they always have that thing etched in their mind, and they will they will act accordingly. Okay, so if these people are very faithful, in other words. Yep, so that's all. Just top 5 amazing things when you have Saturn in the 7th. Please, if you like this video, if it's informative, please share with your friends and family. So I'll see you on the 8th, Saturn on the 8th, and take care, guys. Namaste.